rear end. I'm here today to dispel the myth that tighter is better when it comes to your gluteals. Yes, we want them strong. In fact, sometimes Gluteus Maximus is actually called the sleeping giant because it's huge and yet still weak and not functional. So we are wanting those areas to be strong, but also soft. So today we'll be doing a combination of strengthening and stretching, and I'll explain this as we go along. Let's start on our backs. Roll down onto your back. Take your right foot and cross it over your left knee. Then reach through that space you've created between the legs with the right hand, and with the left hand reach around the left thigh. Interlace your fingers between the thigh and the calf. Now bring your attention to the right foot. Flex the foot and place the ankle a little more firmly into the knee. I like to rock a little side to side here, especially if this is my first pose of the day, warming up. As you rock, start to encourage the right knee away from your chest as the left knee pulls in towards the chest, hopefully opening up the right side hip and butt muscles. Let's take this figure 4 pose into a twist. Release the hands. Let your legs as one unit move all the way over to the left. Now to keep the left foot from slipping down, to keep the right foot from slipping down, anchor it with the left hand. So left hand on right foot. Then press your right knee and right hip down towards the bottom of the mat. Open up the right arm, bending the elbows so that the shoulder gets heavy to the ground. Here we have a twist through the spine and a hip opener. Spend a couple deep yogic breaths here, directing the breath into the place of sensation. Slowly unwind. Come back to neutral and switch out the legs. Flex the left foot, place it over the right knee. Then reach through, interlace your fingers underneath the thigh. Pull the knee in towards your chest as you draw the left knee away, getting a nice deep stretch through the left hip and booty. And then you could rock a little side to side here. Notice if you feel this a little bit more if you rock to the right or rock to the left. Let's take the twist. Release the hands, keep the legs in one unit just as they are, and then drop them over to the right. Pin down the foot with the hand. Release the other arm, left arm out to the side, and then really start to slide and slither your left hip and left knee down away from the chest. One of the problems with the buttocks getting too tight is that they start to tug on the lower back. Slowly unwind. We'll do just a bit of core strengthening to help support that lower back now. Pin your hands underneath your rear. And then as if you're riding a bike with one big wheel, reach the legs up, down, in, and around. So one big bicycle wheel, strengthening the front of the core to support the lower back. It's all connected. One more time, really start to use your lower ab muscles for this. Then pull the knees up into the chest, give yourself a little hug. And rock up to a comfortable seat. Cross the legs. Instead of crossing the legs in, as you might normally, take those shins out a little bit further towards the top of the mat and close up the knees, narrowing the space you've created between the legs. Flex your feet. Take any extra out from underneath the rear. And then let yourself forward fold. Again, a nice stretch here for the gluteus muscles and also for the other little tiny muscles called the deep six in the rear end area. The deep six includes the piriformis, which is a little muscle which tends to get really tight and starts to constrict the sciatic nerve. So very important to keep it nice and loose and fluffy. With your next inhalation, come up slowly. Simply switch out the shins, opposite shin in front, and fold forward again. Try not to let your rear end leave the ground. Really anchor it down as much as you can. So we've stretched the glutes now. Let's come on up and start to strengthen them a little bit. You'll need your block. So have your block handy. Then come to all fours. To begin, lift up the right knee and flex the foot like you're standing on the ceiling. And we'll just take little pulses here, about 10 little pulses. Really working from the place where the thigh and butt join. Today, we're going to make up a word called thut. This is the space between the thigh and the butt. Let it lift the leg. Good. Bring that knee down. Then we'll take the knee out to the side like a dog on a fire hydrant and kick the foot straight out, not back, but out. Bend the knee, place it down to the ground. 4 more times. Up, out, in, down. Again, try not to let your weight splay out to the left hip too much. Try to keep the weight centered between both hands. Engage your core. I think we have one more. And let it go. Take a break from the wrists. Roll them out, make some fists. Remember, if you have sensitive wrists like me, you can watch my Easy on the Wrists class on yogadownload.com. Okay, come back to all fours. Let's do that again on the other side. From the foot, little pulses with the foot straight up to the sky. Really let that space between the thigh and the butt do the work, contracting and strengthening with each pulse. Keep the breath flowing. Let's do like 3 more. Then release the knee to the ground. Take it out to the side. Extend the leg straight out like you're trying to kick the wall. Bend the knee, place it down. 4 more times. Again, try to keep your weight evenly centered, really engaging the core the whole way for stability. Once again, take a break with the hands. This time, turn the palms down, fingers facing your knees. Draw it back. The weight comes back towards the hips to stretch that carpal tunnel area of the wrists. All right, let's do our leg lifts, this time with the block. Place the block to the ground, and then place your left knee on it to begin. Left knee. The right leg will come up, past the block, as high as possible. Then slowly allow the right knee down. Right knee up and high. Lift that hip and down. Now it may seem like the right leg is doing the work, but the work is actually coming from all the little muscles of the left hip. As the hip, the ball and socket joint of the hip, gets nice and juicy and lubed with that movement. 1 more time, can you feel it? I can. Good. Then with the left knee on the block, lift the knee like the dog on the fire hydrant, extend the leg, bend the knee, and down. Just 2 more times here. Up, out, and down. Last time. Woohoo! My left hip feels it. It's strengthening. Hope yours does too. Let's try the other side. Right knee on the block. Now lift that left knee up, up, up. Hip lifts and slowly down. Imagine in your mind's eye the ball and socket joint on the right side moving, lubing up. With all that movement comes the synovial fluid that rushes through the joint. All the little stabilizer muscles of that area are getting strong. One more time. And we'll just do about 3 of the other type. So lift the knee, take it out to the side, extend the leg straight out, bend the knee, and place it down. 2 more. Last one. Oh my goodness, good job. Let it go. Place the block out to the side. Child's pose. Release your hips back and down. And in child's pose, make fists again, stretching out those wrists. Slowly rise now from child's pose. Bring your feet underneath you and hang in a forward fold. Grab your block. Step onto the block with the left foot. Step the right foot up so it's parallel to the left. Now bend your left knee a lot so that the belly presses onto the thigh. Let yourself go again. This is an asymmetrical Uttanasana forward fold to again get into the stretch of the hip, glute, and also the IT band. From here, slowly start to straighten out the left leg as much as you can. Make it long. Your left hip will lift. Straighten it by pressing the foot into the block all the way down to the core of the earth. Shift your weight forward into the balls of the feet. And then, with the fingertips on the ground or an extra block or chair or whatever you need, walk your fingers over to the right side of the mat. Lean your weight into the left hip a little bit until you feel the stretch down the outside edge of the leg. This is the IT band, iliotibial band. Should feel really good. Then walk your hands back towards center. To release, bend the left knee deeply. Step off the block. Place the block underneath the right foot. Asymmetrical Uttanasana on the other side. Start with the knee bent. Fold forward. Little by little, start to straighten out that knee as much as you can. Lengthening from heel to hip. Pour a little weight into that right hip. It's okay to shift most of your weight over that way. And then roll the weight forward to the balls of the feet. Notice how that changes the stretch. From here, walk your fingertips off to the left side of the mat. Big breath. This can be quite intense. Use your breath to mitigate the sensation. Slowly come back to center. Bend the knee, step off the block. Hang forward fold. And then with your hands, locate your sacrum, that bony triangle right above your butt crack, and then start to tap it. Give it some good thumps. And then let your hands tap all the way around your rear end. Give the tush a little tapping, little massage here, and forward fold once again. Bend your knees. With your next inhalation, slowly roll up through the spine, tucking the tailbone. Now engage the thud, the place between the butt and the thigh, to come into a baby back bend. Arms sweep up overhead. Press your thought forward so that the heart lifts. And fold forward. Bend the knees, stretching open the rear end as you come forward and down. Step your right foot back into your first lunge. Good. Engage the glutes. Really squeeze both sides of the booty. Then walk your left foot out to the side. Place the right hand on the ground for support and the left hand against the left knee. Turn your foot towards the pinky side. Stretch it open. Come back to center. Step left foot back into plank pose. Squeeze the booty as you lower down slowly. Continue to squeeze the rear end. Place the tops of the feet to the ground and inhale for Cobra Bhujangasana. Lift through the heart. Exhale, lower down slowly. Tuck the toes. Pull your butt back as if you're coming into child's pose. Downward facing dog. Now spread open your sit bones. Feel the breath, the width of the rear end. Step right foot forward. Take some time here in lunge to firm it all up. Then slide the foot out to the side. Plant left hand down and right hand against the knee. Open up, lean back a little bit. Good. Both hands come down. Launch into the right leg to step left foot forward, forward fold. Squeeze the thought as you roll up slowly and reach high, baby back bend at the top. Exhale, forward fold. Step right foot back just like before. And then step left foot back into plank pose. Place the left hand to the middle of the mat and roll over onto the outside edge of the left foot for Vashisthasana, side plank. Now really squeeze the butt in. Make sure that the hips are squared towards the side of the mat. Smile. And release. Let's try the other side. It's okay to be a little wobbly here. Press your hands and feet to the ground. Squeeze the rear end. Pull the belly up and in. And release. Plank pose. Firm and lower. Cobra, untuck toes. Peel the heart up. Exhale, tuck toes. Press hips way back. Feel the opening through the sit bones. Downward facing dog. Look forward. With the next exhalation, step your feet to your hands. Inhale, bend the knees and look up halfway. Exhale, deep forward fold. Bring the weight to the balls of the feet. Inhale, engage the thought as you rise. Baby back bend, hips forward, heart high. Eagle pose. Wrap right arm under left. Bend down deeply through the knees. Wrap right leg up and over. Now you may need to use your toe on the ground as a kickstand, or maybe the right toes will wrap around the left calf. Doesn't really matter. What we're working here is a stretch through the booty, through the glutes. So bend the knees a little bit further, then squeeze the knees together. Release. And stand still. Second side of eagle. Wrap your left arm under your right. Bend down deeply. Left leg up and over again. The toe can be on the ground or wrapped around the calf. What's more important is that you get a nice knee bend and then an opening up through the derriere. Squeeze your knees together. Feel the sit bones spread further. Release, unwind, stand still. Inhale, arms up. Baby back bend here, hips forward. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank pose once again. Lower all the way to the ground. This time, take the arms forward and the legs back. Inhale. With the exhalation, lift everything up. Inhale again right here. Exhale, bend the elbows and open the legs. Inhale, forward. Exhale, open it up. Inhale. With the exhalation, we're strengthening the piriformis muscle. Inhale. And exhale, piriformis in the middle of the butt region. And again. One more time. Release down, hands underneath shoulders. Press back. Downward dog. Reach your left leg high. Bend the knee, open up the hip, and engage both sides of the butt. So make sure that the hip crease of the right side stays pulling up and back. Then look forward and step the left foot forward. Lunge. Spin the right foot down for warrior two. Open up. As you settle into your lunge, firm up the left side tush. Good. Keep everything firm. Straighten the left leg for triangle pose. Then reach forward with the upper body, lengthen, and take the hand to your shin or to your block. Shoot the right arm straight up to the sky, still engaging your booty. And then slowly come up, warrior two. Let's take it to the other side. Straighten, rotate left foot in, right foot out. Sink down deeply. Squeeze the feet in towards each other and really feel how that activates the thighs, the butt. Pull the core in. Keep all of that as you straighten the leg for Trikonasana. Reach. Hand comes down to shin or block. Warrior two once again. Come up. Find your space, firm, strong, pointed, and then straighten the leg. Hands to the hips. Turn both sets of toes out. Bend the knees for horse. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale it all out. With the next out breath, straighten the legs. Squeeze the butt as you come up. Inhale down. Exhale up. You can bring your hands to your heart if you'd like. Inhale down, nice and slow. Exhale up. Squeeze the heels in towards each other too, like you're trying to wrinkle up your mat on the way up. So with the exhalation, a lot of energy right here. All right. From here, straighten the legs, hands to the hips. Turn the toes in slightly this time for Prasarita Padottanasana, stretching the area we just strengthened. Inhale, open the heart. With your exhalation, feel free to bend your knees or keep straight legs to come forward with a flat spine. Take the hands down to the ground. Doesn't matter how far down you go. What's more important is you start to feel your sit bones spread open, an opening, a fluffing, a softening of the rear end. Roll the weight forward to the balls of the feet. Lengthen through the spine from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Let's start some lunges. So you may need to widen your stance a little bit. Then go ahead and bend the left knee and turn the right toes up, almost like a little ninja move. press into this left foot, into the bent knee side to spring to the other side. And back and forth. It's an explosive movement that comes from the bent knee side. This is really working the abductors of the hip. Couple more times. Good. The next time you bend the right knee, right side, let's come into pigeon. So slide that foot over to the left and drape the shin down. Take a moment to look over your left shoulder. This will square your hips so one hip is not spilling down to the ground. Then separate the hands a little wider, coming up onto your fingertips. With your inhalation, lift and open your heart. With your exhalation, bow forward, hopefully feeling a nice stretch through the right hip. Inhale up. And exhale once again, bow. Inhale up. And exhale down. One more time up. This time, make a little pillow for your head with your hands and rest all the way down. Take the hands underneath the shoulders now. As gracefully as possible, come up with the right leg and place the foot on the ground. And then we'll just transfer the weight into our little lunging action over to the other side. Take your time, no rush. Find pigeon pose at your own pace. When you arrive, look over your right shoulder. Square the hips. Separate the hands. Broaden through the heart with the inhalation. With your exhalation, forward fold. Couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale down, stretching open the left hip and glutes. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time up. Exhale, come down. Make a little pillow for your head with your hands. This is a nice time to take some exhalations through your mouth. So open up the mouth and breathe it all out. Releasing any pent-up tension from your hip, from your glutes, from all the little muscles in there that tend to get so tight. Then place the hands underneath the shoulders. Rise up through the torso. This time, spill your weight into the left hip so that you can swing your right leg up, over, and around for Ardha Matsyendrasana, our spinal twist. It very much helps the twist if we've opened up the hips like we have, the glutes. So let that glute area really sink down into the right side without sitting on the foot. Take the right hand behind your back. Hug the knee up into the chest and start your twist. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Soften the lower body. Release, unwind, switch out the legs. Again, settle down through the sit bones, softening through the left hip especially. Hug your knee up into your chest. Lengthen first. And then twist back. Unwind. Roll down onto your back. Preparing for a bridge pose, slide the feet close up to your hips. Roll your shoulders underneath you a little bit. And then squeeze the butt a little bit as you lift up. If you squeeze too much, your knees will splay out. So also engage the adductors, the inner thighs, to pull the knees back towards parallel. Then I like to make robot arms, digging the elbows in, fingertips up. Slide the feet together now. Press firmly into the left foot, drive it down into the ground, and lift your right leg up. Let's make bicycles. So the right leg is moving, but the left hip and glutes are actually doing the work here. You probably feel that. Release right leg up to the ground. Really drive the heel down into the ground and lift the left leg. Let it move. Good. This is our last strengthening exercise of our session. Let that leg come down. Lift up into bridge a little bit higher. Squeeze. Slowly release. Come on down. Next, we'll take a shoelace pose, or Gomukhasana legs, on the ground. It's a little awkward to get into. You may need to watch up onto your screen. So essentially, we cross one leg on top of the other. Lift up the torso so that we can grab the hands around the feet. That's the awkward part. And then allow the torso to come down. Pull the feet down gently with your hands. Pull the knees down towards each other and towards your chest. Send some long, soothing breaths into the hip, wherever you feel this the most. And we're going to hold for a moment here, softening, slowing down the breath. Try to release any gripping you might have through the frontal hip flexors, through the belly or the face. And release. Unwind the legs. Let's do it on the other side. So cross opposite knee on top. Reach up, grab the feet. Pull the feet down to the ground and the knees down to your chest. And then even here, try to find a little more softness. If you're interested in reading more about why you should trade in your buns of steel for a fluffy butt, you can read a blog post I wrote with that same title on my website, elisefabricant.com. Let's unwind and prepare for Shavasana now. Bring the feet close up to your hips for one last little bridge pose. Peel tailbone and lower back, middle back, and upper back finally up off the ground. Pause here for a moment, engaging the glutes one last time, and then reverse that action, upper back, middle back, lower back, tailbone. Soften the glutes as you extend the legs out for Shavasana, final relaxation pose. Turn the palms up. Get heavy from your toes, knees, hips, pelvis, shoulders, and head. Let everything go. Soften the edges around your breath. Stay as long as you'd like here in Shavasana. Thank you so much for practicing on yogadownload.com. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.